Y'all, tight shirt, Terry Warfield back in the building. I hope you're having a good day so far. If this is your first time here, yo, a big fat welcome to you. And if you're part of the fam, you're part of the squad, and you came back, thank you for coming back. Welcome back. Come give me a hug, bring it in, give me some dap or something like that. Real quick before we move forward, I gotta take a second to thank all of y'all. At the time of this video right now, we should be past 15,500 people in the squad. So I thank y'all so much for y'all support. Let's keep this going. What on earth are we talking about today, man? Well, I got the new Sigma 35mm f2DGDN in the house. I did not buy this lens. I did not pay for it. I did not steal it either. My friends over at Pixel Connection hit me up and say, yo, Terry, we got that new 35mm by Sigma in the house. And even though I'm not a big fan of 35mm, I was like, what? Do bears poop in the woods? Of course I want to test the lens out. So big shout out to Pixel Connection for letting me use this lens for a few days. This is not a sponsor review. This is not a paid review. They don't even get to see the video before I post it. If y'all want to check out their camera gear, all that other stuff, great customer service. They always got stuff in stock. The link is in the description. Thank you, Pixel Connection. I really appreciate y'all. So, like I said, I've had this lens for a few days to test out. I didn't get to test it as much as I wanted to because life, but I do have some reservations about it and some opinions that I like to give y'all. So I'm telling you right now, if you have not seen one of my videos before, I don't go deep diving into all the nitty gritty specs. I just don't do videos like that. I like to talk about gear as if I'm talking to a homie across the table. What up, homie? Before we really get into the meat and potatoes, if you like this content so far, make sure you hit subscribe. Just do it right now. Turn the notification bell on and do me a favor and press the like button right now. I would love it if we could get this video to like 1,000 likes. Like, that would make my freaking day, yo. I really enjoyed using this lens over the last few days. However, it is not without its flaws, which we will talk about in 1 second. And this thing costs $640. Now, as far as competition goes, this goes for Sony E-mount and also Panasonic L-mount. On Sony E-mount, there's like 50,000 35mm. So I can't tell you, should you buy this one over those, because the only other 35mm I've tested is the 35mm f1.8 from Sony, which is a fantastic lens, also a little bit more expensive and not without its flaws. So I can only give you my opinion on this particular lens right here. Now, let's go ahead and talk about build quality first, because this thing is freaking beautiful. I ain't even lying. Like, this lens is beautiful. You would think that this lens costs twice as much as it does because of how well it's built and how good it looks. So this is actually one of Sigma's contemporary lenses, not an art series lens. However, it feels just as good as one of their art lenses. Let's take a quick tour around the lens. It is very small, very lightweight, 35mm f2. It's got the contemporary designation right on top. On the sides, you got an autofocus, manual focus switch. You also have a really good feeling aperture ring, and the aperture goes from f2 to f22. However, you cannot declick the aperture ring on here. On the front, you have the focus ring, which is so smooth, like, and it's a 58mm thread, which I'm not really happy about that. I appreciate them making this new series of lenses smaller. However, I prefer 67mm filter threads. That's like the freaking standard. Now, of course, it's not a huge deal because you can use step up or step down rings, but I'm just giving you my opinion. On the back of the lens, there is a weather sealing gasket. Now, one of the days I went out and tested this lens, it was raining, mixed with snowing, no issues with the lens. I mean, obviously I didn't dunk it in water, who would do that? But I didn't have any issues using it. It comes with a really good metal lens hood, and it's supposed to come with 2 caps in the box, one pinch type and the other one magnetic. However, mine did not come with a magnetic cap. I don't know what that's about, but anyways, overall, the build quality of this lens is freaking fantastic. Very well balanced on any full frame Sony and any APS-C Sony. The minimum focus distance is 0.27 meters, 0.89 feet. Absolutely love the build quality. Moving on. Now, let's go to image quality real quick. We're going to talk about 3 things. Number 1, bokeh. Y'all know I'm a bokeh snob. Number 2, sharpness. Number 3, some of the characteristics about the lens that I don't like. Okay, so let's talk about bokeh first. 35mm at f2. Believe it or not, you can still get some pretty decent bokeh at 35mm and f2. You do need to be fairly close to your subject, especially if you want to like blow your background out into like complete bokeh oblivion. Yeah, you do need to be kind of close, and this lens can focus pretty damn close. However, if you're not super close, you can still get some separation, as you can see in some of these pictures with my man Siggy in them. You can still get some separation, but it's not like that 50mm separation. And I guess that's why most people like 35s. It's really general purpose. You can still get some separation, but you're gonna get more like environmental portraits. You can actually like place yourself in the scene with 35mm. It feels super natural. And at f2, you got some good light absorbing abilities, plus you could get some decent bokeh. Now, sharpness. This lens is tack freaking sharp, even at f2. At f2, I'm not like one of them pixel peeping creeps, so I'm not over here like looking at the corner of the frame, making sure that the leaf in the upper right hand corner that nobody's freaking looking at is sharp. The pictures from this lens come out freaking gorgeous. They're nice and sharp. Now, a lot of lenses like from f2.8 to f4, there's a huge difference in sharpness. This lens, not so much. It's already razor sharp at f2. Stopping down to f4 only gives you a tiny bit more sharpness around the corners for you pixel peepers, but it's not like a huge difference. So the majority of my time I spent with this lens, I shot a lot of photos and video at f2. Number one, because I'm a bokeh snob. Number two, because when I'm testing lenses, I like to shoot them wide open, because shooting the lens wide open quickly reveals its ugly characteristics, which we can go ahead and talk about those now. So the only things I really didn't like about this lens when it came to image quality, number one, the vignette. This lens does have vignette wide open at f2. So I'm gonna put a series of pictures up here on the screen real quick. You can see at f2, there's some vignette. If we stop down to f2.8, kind of goes away. At f4, it's basically completely gone. But you need to be mindful that you either need to keep the correction on in the camera to take away some of the vignette, or you need to fix it in post. The second thing, you can see fringing pretty well. And actually, I wasn't even shooting like some of these pictures that I'm showing you. I wasn't shooting into like harsh conditions. It wasn't a super sunny day. It was a nice gray flat day, and a lot of edges have purple fringing and green fringing around them. Now, is it a big deal? I mean, not to me. It's nothing that I can't fix in Lightroom real easy with the freaking click of a button. However, the issue is there, so you know. So anyways, overall, I really enjoyed using this Sigma 35mm f2. I think the build quality is fantastic. Again, I can't tell you whether you should buy this lens or you should buy a Samyang or a Sony or anything like that, because I ain't tested them lenses. The only thing I could talk about is the Sigma 35mm f2. At 640 bucks, I don't think that you can go wrong buying this lens. I'm not saying it is the best choice. I will say, if you're looking for one that has probably better build quality than the rest of the competition, an aperture ring, and just a saucy lens with an f2 maximum aperture, yo, this ain't a bad option. So there will be a link in the description to get one of these from Pixel Connection. Also, if you prefer to buy from Amazon, there will be a link for that down there also. Let me know what y'all think about the lens, if you like it, whatever your thoughts are. I'm gonna be in the comment section kicking it with y'all. If you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much for your support. I thank you so much for sticking around to the end, and I hope to see y'all down there in the comments. Till next video, peace and chicken grease. I am out. Terry Warfield. Peace.